Hello everyone, welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today we are making this beautiful heart square by Seja. I hope, Seja, that I'm saying your name correctly. Apologies if I have said that wrongly. She's made this beautiful heart square for us. She's a member of our Facebook group, so thank you for this design, Seja. And it's a lovely square to make up. We make these 4 hearts and then we attach them together and then we form the square around it. So it's a nice one to make. And these heart shapes also make beautiful little, motifs for sewing onto buttons or as brooches or as a, sort of garland type thing. As well, so plenty of things for this square has going for it. So you could do this in as many colours or as few as you like, but you might want a contrasting colour for this edging of the hearts just to make it stand out. So grab your hook, yarn, scissors, needle and of course a cup of tea. I've actually finished this one because this is the end of the video. I'm recording this. I've just made this square with you on the video. So mine's finished. It's not cold. So grab all your things and your drink and let's get started. So we're going to start by making these beautiful little hearts. Okay, we're going to make 4. I've already made 3 in my colourway. So we're going to make 4 of these hearts. And to start with, you want to take the colour for the main body of the heart. And I just want to show you, using up these scrappy bits of yarn that you have are perfect for this. Obviously, you need to have more than this if you want to make them all in the same colour. But just for example, this ball here would amply do all 4 of those hearts. Okay, so I've now lost the end. So what you're going to do is ideally with a magic ring. If you are not confident with a magic ring, then you can chain 4 and slip stitch to form a ring. That's absolutely fine. So I'm going to use the magic ring and just make that there. There's my magic ring. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull this a little bit tighter. Okay, so they are so simple, these stars, hearts, and they make beautiful little appliques if you wanted to make them into clips or brooches or decorations. Beautiful. So what we're going to do is start with a chain 3. Now, because I always do a 1 chain to secure my magic ring, I'm just going to do 2 more. So chain 3 for your to start, and then you're going to do 5 treble crochets into the ring. 5 treble crochets. That's 3. 4 and 5th one. So there we go. Your chain 3 plus 5 trebles is what we have so far. And then we're going to do 4 double crochet. Okay, 4 double crochet and then chain 2 and then another 4 double crochet. And 5 treble crochet. So our sides are symmetrical. So I've got 1 more to do. Okay, and then chain 3. And then I like to pull my circle tight first, and then you're going to slip stitch into the ring to join that chain 3, and then fasten off. You don't have to leave a very long tail. You can leave a tail long enough for sewing in, or a short tail if you want to work over it when you do the next round. Okay, it depends how much yarn you have, whether you're using these little scrap pieces and you want to kind of sort of save as much yarn as you can. So there we go. Just pull your circle in tight. Even if you've done a chain 4 in slip stitch ring, you can still pull that in fairly tight, and you just have this beautiful little open center, and there is your cute little heart. So cute just on its own. Okay, so for joining your new yarn, we're going to work into the back loops of the heart, and the best place to join is in about the 4th or 1st double crochet. So the easiest way is probably to count from where you've got your chain space, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and join into the back loop of that stitch. Now, joining into this stitch is a good place because that's roughly where we are sewing up to when we join them. So that will all sort of be hidden in this with this join. Okay, so it's a good place to join your yarn. So what we're going to do is work around and do a slip stitch into the back loop of every stitch. Okay, so if you want to work over your tail of yarn, it doesn't work quite as simply as it does for a stitch, because if I show you, just holding that behind there, going through, that has not secured that yarn at all. So what you need to do is go into your stitch and then bring that round and over your hook, then yarn over and pull through for your stitch, your slip stitch. Okay, you have to do this every single time, but it is worth it if you want to save sewing in your tails. So into the loop, back loop of the stitch, and then bring this yarn over the hook and then through. Okay, and that just secures that. So you will have to do that every time. Well, that's the way I found anyway. So for the chains, just go into that top loop, and again you need to bring this under the working yarn and over the hook, and then pull through. Okay, flip that back over, and then go into the top loop of the next chain and bring that tail over the hook, pull through. Okay, so work around and do a slip stitch in the back loop of all of these stitches. When you get to your chain 3 at the top here, I will come back to you when I get to that and show you how to work into there, because that can be a little bit fiddly. Okay. Okay, so to do those slip stitches through this side chain, because this one's coming around the corner, you want to do 2 into that first one. Okay, 2 slip stitches into that first one, and then go into the side of the next chain and do your slip stitch. And I've just done that in the same one. No, I haven't. Okay, and then the next one. Go into there, into that side. Sometimes the yarn wants to split. There we go. And then if you can get into your bottom chain, then do so. If not, then just come straight down and do into the centre. I think I can probably get into my last one. So again, you might need to just give it some encouragement. Tease it through there. There we go. And then into the centre. Okay, and then work back up the next chain and around. And then when you get back to where you started, if you feel there's too big a gap, you can do a slip stitch into there as well. And then if you wait, I'll show you how to do the invisible join for that side. Okay, so for the invisible join, what you want to do is cut your yarn and then pull that straight through, and then grab a needle. Okay, grab a needle and thread that, and then what you want to do is go under the 2 loops of your first stitch that you did, pull through, and then leave that little bit of yarn. I'm going to leave this little bit of yarn out the front, and then go through the back loop here of the last one you made. Oops. And then you're making kind of a fake stitch. So you can see where my yarn's coming from, and it's just making a kind of fake stitch there, and then just secure it on the back. Just secure that there, and that gives you a nice neat join, no bump from fastening off. So you can see that there. There we go, nice and neat. So you now want to make 3 more of these hearts. Obviously you could make them all in different colours if you like. I'm just doing mine all in the same, same colours. What you want to do is on at least one of your hearts is to leave a long tail. So you want a long tail for sewing. If you forget that, then it's okay, you can just grab another piece of yarn and start sewing from scratch. That's absolutely fine. So rewind the video and make 3 more of these hearts, and then I will see you back for assembling them and turning it into a square. Okay, so when you have all 4 hearts, let's bring this extra one in here. When you've made all 4 hearts, you need to join them into a formation in the center, so 4 like this. Okay, believe me, that one will fit in there. I just might need to tweak it a little bit. So you're going to make 4 like this. Okay, looks a little bit like a clover actually. So what you want to do first of all is the colour for your main heart. You want to sew these ends in. Okay, sew these ends in around the centre. You might want to just pull your ring tighter again, because it will work loose as you've been doing these slip stitches. Okay, so sew those ends in, and if you have tails of your outer colour that you're not going to be using, then sew that in as well. Okay, make sure that any ends of yarn you're not using are all sewn in onto the back. Okay, so do that, and then we'll join them together. Okay, so for the assembly, once you've got your ends sewn in, what I did was, because I didn't leave my tails long, was I got a new piece of yarn and just secured it in to one of my hearts ready to use to sew all of it together. So just thread your needle with that long piece of yarn, and then what you're going to do for your first 2 hearts is you're just going to come from behind in about that 4th stitch where we joined that outer colour, and just go through there, and then you want to bring your next heart in. Make sure you've got the sides together like so, like this. You don't want to just pick it up and end up sort of sewing this upside down. That would be interesting. So bring this next one in, and then find that 4th stitch on this one. So one, no, that's the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. So find roughly that 4th stitch, or maybe you might need the 3rd, and then go through the back of that, and that will join those 2 hearts together, and then keep them back to back, and then just work down sewing them together towards the point. Okay, so work on sewing those together obviously I'm going to undo this one because it's the wrong colour to be sewn together. And then what you're going to do, when you've sewn all, when you've sewn 3 of them together, you are going to, the 4th one you'll need to sew to both sides, okay? And you might need to just give it a bit of a tweak. If you pulled it really tightly, you might need to just sort of stretch it out a bit. And then pop this one in here. And I'm just going to bring this yarn over to the other side. So I'm just going to thread this through. Rather than starting and rejoining, I've just been trailing the yarn through. Just saves lots of stops and starts. And more ends to sew in. So bring this one in here. So I'm going to put them right sides together this time. And sew, oops, sorry that I keep hitting the camera. So I'm just going to sew into this back loop here and just not get too tangled up, she says. Okay, so I'm going to sew up here to the 4th stitch, and then I will flip this over, and then I will just bring this yarn across to this side, and then I'll sew it to this other heart about halfway up as well. And then when they're all joined, I showed you this should look something like this. So just sew halfway up on each side and they should form this kind of formation. So I'll show you when I have mine done. Okay, so here we go. Here's my 4 hearts motif, looking gorgeous. So to do the border, you want to join your yarn into the 4th stitch on the left side of the dip. So this is the dip of the heart, and then if you count 4 stitches, you want to join into the 4th. Now, so as to not spoil this beautiful border, I have joined into the loop of the heart colour. So if you see along here, there are some purple loops here for my purple or lilac hearts. So I've joined into that purple loop, okay? And as we will be joining in twice in each heart, that's what I will do when I get over here. I will join in this purple loop as well, okay? It just keeps that looking really nice on the front there, okay? You could join in any of those. You could join in the green loop for your border on the back as well if you prefer. It doesn't really matter as long as just keep your front nice and neat. So what we're going to do is join in there, and then we're going to chain 6. And then over to this next heart, we're going to join in the 4th stitch from the dip of the heart. So the 4th stitch this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So join into this one here. Okay, and then you're going to chain 9 because this takes us around a corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then come around and you are going to join in the 4th stitch on this side of the heart now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And join into that loop on that side. Okay, this is just setting the chain, making it square, ready for us to work around for the next round. Okay, so then you're going to chain 6 again and join to the 4th stitch on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So 4th stitch there. Okay. Join into that loop. And then you're going to continue this around all 4 hearts. So the next you'll do is a chain 9, and then you'll, so if you can see, this is sort of taking it, we've got a half side and a half side and a corner. So you now want to chain 9 and then join to this side, and then you'll do chain 6 and join, chain 9 and join, chain 6, join, and then another chain 9. Okay, and when you come around to here, just slip stitch into the same place that you joined. And here we go. So you can see we have a square now. So all that's left is to put a few rounds onto this and make it into our usual size of square. So what we're going to do for this round is slip stitch across into the chain 6 space. And if you want to change colour, then you can join your colour in there. But actually this chain is going to be virtually covered with stitches, so you might not want to change it till next round. So in this chain space, we're going to do 6 single crochets. So 6 single crochets in this chain space. Okay, and then in the chain 9 space, we're going to do our corner. And we're going to do 7 single crochets, chain 2 and 7 single crochets. Okay, so when you've done 7, you might want to just scooch them around a little bit to make some space for the other side. Do your chain 2 and then another 7. It's a bit floppy working into chains, such big chain spaces, but just bear with it and it will come good. So just if you need to scooch these around, spread them out, then just go ahead and do that. Okay, so then you're going to repeat this all the way around. So in your chain 6 space next, you're going to do 6 single crochets, and then in the corner chain 9, you're going to do 7 single crochets, chain 2 and 7 single crochets. Repeat that all the way around, and when you get back to the beginning, you're going to slip stitch into your first single crochet. And here is our beautiful square so far. Lovely, lovely. So for the next round, we are going to do half double crochets. Half double crochets. And let me just get to the right place in the pattern. It would be a good idea, wouldn't it? So we're going to start from where we are, unless you are changing colour. If you're changing colour, then you might want to change colour in the corner space. You might prefer to do that. But what we're going to do for this this round is chain 2 as our first half double crochet. And then just simply a half double crochet in every stitch along. 1 half double crochet in every stitch until you get to your corner, and then in your corner chain space you are going to do a half double crochet, chain 2 and a half double crochet. So if you are starting in your corner with a new colour, then do your chain 2 as the first half double crochet. As the second half double crochet. So do chain 2 as a half double crochet, and then start around the rest of the square, and when you come back to your corner you will do your last half double crochet and chain 2, and then you will slip stitch into the top chain 2. Okay, and if you are doing it from where you left off over here, then you will slip stitch into your top chain around here. So continue around 1 half double crochet in every stitch and a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet in your corner. Slip stitch to the top of your beginning chain, and I'll see you at the end of this round. And And there we go at the end of round 5. I know I say it all the time, but looking gorgeous. So the next round is exactly the same of half double crochets in every stitch, and in the corner half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet. And again, if you want to change colours, then the best place to do it is in your corner space. And that should ideally be the last round, but if you need an extra round for size, then feel free to go ahead and do another round of half double crochet or single crochets, whatever you need to bring it up to size. Or if you don't need as much as a half double crochet on this next round, then just do single crochets. Exactly the same, 1 in each stitch, and 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet in your corner space. And that is that. So do whatever you need to finish it off for size with that half double crochet or single crochet round. And I will do my final round and then I'll join you back. And there we go. There is my finished square. I love it, love it, love it. And I can imagine this in green looking quite like a clover. So there we go. There is Siege's heart square. Love it. And quite a nice easy one to make up too. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and you found it useful and helpful, and that you've enjoyed crocheting along with me. If you have, then please click the like button and give us a thumbs up. That's always appreciated. And I can't wait to see your photos in our Facebook group as always. So until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.